Hello you fantastic people and welcome back to Borderlands 3, to another legendary weapon video for you guys, in which I have killed General Trout 50 times through Vault Hunter mode on Mayhem 4, essentially to check if we can find any Mayhem 4 dedicated drops. A lot of people don't know, but there is Mayhem 4 specific ones that came out as of the Mayhem 4 update like probably 2 weeks ago now, and we have been testing all the named bosses 50 times on Mayhem 4. True Vault Hunter mode is pretty much irrelevant for the Mayhem 4 drops. It's essentially just to make things more difficult for myself, because why not? And we have so far, I think, found 3, maybe even 4 of the Mayhem 4 dedicated drops. And today we have another exciting video with General Trout, Captain Trout's older brother. And seeing as we're already killing all the named bosses 50 times on True Vault Hunter mode, Mayhem 4 to find dedicated drops, I figured at the same time we will test who has the most legendary drops, who has the most anointed drops, class mods, artifacts, all the fun things everyone is looking for. Particularly mine, I'm looking for anointed drops, so we're comparing all those stats, and I'm writing down every single gun and every drop we get, so we can compare all the named bosses and see who is the best place for just soul legendary items, for world drops, if we're looking for anointed weapons, if we're looking for class mods, artifacts, etc. We're going to know the best farms, and we're going to know who is the most efficient farm for what we're looking for. Now for this run I had a whole bunch of different loadouts and skill trees, but to be honest the best way was again the bang stick with the Unforgiven trick. Essentially you just load this thing into them while in fadeaway with the sticky bullets, and then just before those explode you switch to the Unforgiven, and that critical 384% increase in crit hit damage applies when the bullets explode, so it just absolutely shreds anything. I've got one slightly weaker non-elemental one, and I've got a fire one which I use for anyone that is just not resistant to fire, and it both shreds everyone. As for other alternatives, if you guys don't have a bang stick yet, because they do take a while to find once you start looking for them, I use my Rowan's Call a whole bunch because the electric damage absolutely sheds through him. Radiation, Rowan's Call, I use my Shredder Fire, I use some Laser Sploder a few times, I even tested out the Good Juju on him a fair bit. Works okay, again not a great boss fighting weapon, it's mostly for mobbing, but does work pretty well. As well as my Crossroads and my Cutsmans worked really well against him, so a whole bunch of different options. Essentially any shock weapon or corrosive radiation should work just fine. Now as for shield, I just kept my old one that I've had on for this pretty much entire series, which is just high capacity. I didn't actually take too much damage from this guy because I was killing him too quick, so I would just recommend a high capacity for you guys as well. As for class mod, I am still keeping my amazing 31% increase in shotgun damage plus grenade capacity because I was using a bunch of roided gas calls, as well as my 4 extra points in the Two Fang perk, whatever it's called. Now as for skill tree, I won't run through the whole thing because it takes way too long, but if you guys want to pause it, check it out for yourselves. It is essentially just a high damage, high crit damage build for flak fadeaway, and works really well. I just destroy everything in fadeaway and try and get my fadeaway back as soon as possible once I'm out of it, and it works pretty well for me. Now for those who don't remember where General Trout is, you're going to have to go down to Necro Defeo, and you're going to want to go to the Desolation's Edge, which is the first one. I don't know why my map is all messed up today. Now from Typhon's fast travel location in his little cave, you want to come out of the cave here, catch a ride, hook a right, go up this hill here, and I think around about here you'll have to get out and walk. You'll have to go through a whole bunch of Guardians through this area. I just ran through them, to be honest. And once you get to, I think it's just here, you'll find a New Station, which is perfect because you can just spawn in and out here. And then you want to jump down, and this is the General Trout Fight Arena. Now I'll just have a few runs showing on screen of me just destroying him with the bang stick. I highly recommend you guys get this one because this trick is absolutely filthy and destroys so many people. But if you guys don't have one of these yet, essentially if you're in flak, I would just fade away, run behind him, hit him in the back where he's crit hit spot. If you hit the bowl, it's the best spot. Absolutely shreds through him. Of course go with shock first, and then something like radiation, explosive, non-elemental, all works just fine. Now of course I don't know every single strat, and every time I've uploaded one of these videos I think somebody's recommended an even better strat than I had at the time. So if you guys have a better strat, let us know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear all you guys' strats because you find so many random ones, and I love that about Borderlands. There's so many different strats to absolutely destroy bosses. But while you guys are checking out the runs on screen, I'm going to go through the stats for you guys. As for legendary items, General Trout dropped 89 legendary items out of the 50 runs on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode, which is okay. It's pretty average. He's a pretty easy boss to fight, to be fair, and he's pretty easily accessible, so it'd be kind of weird if he did drop one of the top amount of legendaries. Currently the leaderboard sits at Rampage at number 1 at 153 legendaries, Grave Ward at 147, and Tyrene at 146. So it's pretty much up to luck. If you go either of those 3, it will work just fine. My recommendation, although he's currently second, Grave Ward is probably the easiest boss to kill in this game, particularly really for a lot of different builds. So I'd recommend him for high amounts of legendaries if you guys are just going for the world drops. As for anointed weapons, General Traunt did okay again. He's got 17 anointed drops out of his 50 runs. Currently the leader is 25 with Troy, who is outshining everyone. So if you guys can handle Troy, I'd recommend him for anointed weapons. Gigamind is also a great recommendation because he's super easy to kill, and he currently has 22, so he's sitting second on the leaderboard, and Ty is 20. Both Troy and Tyrene have immunity stages, so I guess Gigamind will probably be the most efficient place to go for anointed weapons. That would be my recommendation to you guys at least. As for artifacts, General Traunt actually did really well. He actually dropped 17 artifacts out of the 50 runs, which ties him for third with Grave Ward. The current leader is Rampager with 22 and Tyrene second at 19. So they're all pretty close, and I'd say for efficiency purposes, Grave Ward or General Traunt would probably be the best, both because Rampager just takes a long time for the immunity stages and he's jumping around all over the joint, and Tyrene, again, you can get absolutely shafted with her immunity stages. She just goes flying around for like 5 minutes and it's super annoying. So I'd say Grave Ward or General Traunt are your best places for artifacts currently. As for class mods, General Traunt was pretty trashy if I'm going to be honest. He only dropped 4 class mods out of the 50 runs. The current winner is Rampager with 17, followed by Grave Ward at 16, and Troy and Tyrene are tied for third with 12 class mods out of the 50 runs on Mayhem 4. My recommendation to be going for class mods, I'd still go with Grave Ward because he's like 1 behind Rampager and he's just so much easier to kill. As for unsuccessful runs, General Traunt had 8 runs where I didn't get a single legendary, which is pretty average for a boss like this. The best place for successful runs consecutively is Grave Ward, the MVP. Gravy only has 2 unsuccessful runs out of the 50 times I farmed him. Now, as for dedicated drops in Mayhem 4, I'm super keen to bring to you guys the Execute pistol, the TDR pistol that you can only get on Mayhem 4 from General Traunt, or the other place you can also get it from is the last boss in the Melee 1 takedown. But screw farming that guy, you can get it from General Traunt way easier. I actually got 3 of these in 50 runs. I've heard other people had a lot of trouble with it. So let me know if you guys get this pistol, how long it took you to get in the comment section down below. But this pistol, like, it looks alright on paper. It's got 618 damage, 616 electrical damage. Accuracy is alright with 45%. Handling is 57%. Reload time, I think, is one of the fastest reload times I've ever seen in any Borderlands game ever. With 0.8 seconds, you literally just throw it and it's just there again instantly. Fire rate's pretty good with 8.54 per second and magazine size of 13. The red text is Touch of Death requires mastery of combo strikes. Let me know if you guys know the reference for that one. Reload speed is increased by 35%, which makes a lot of sense with 0.8 seconds. And it apparently has 2.2 weapon zoom. Highly effective against shields, of course, because mine is electric. I also have non-elemental types. Now, this is my highest non-elemental damage execute pistol that I got out of this run. It has 853 damage, which is about 200 more than my elemental type. But if you guys are actually dealing the elemental damage, then you're getting about 1200 damage per second, which is definitely worth. Now, on paper, it does look pretty average, but if you guys actually use this gun in-game, I highly recommend you get it. If you empty this gun's magazine and then throw it at an enemy, it will glow, and then for 12 seconds, that enemy will take 50% more damage from any source if you switch to a different weapon, if you melee him, etc. This would be great for melee builds, would be great for literally boss fights, literally anything you could use it for. And that effect stacks. So in the 12 seconds, as many as you can throw into him, you've got to empty the magazine to actually do it. If you throw it with a full magazine, it just does explosive damage, which is pretty a decent amount of explosive damage. But to get the 50% buff that stacks, it has to be empty. So in 12 seconds, I reckon you guys could probably empty the magazine and throw at a particular enemy maybe like 5 times, maybe even 6 if you guys have increased skill tree that increases fire rate or reload speed even more. And that way you can get 5 times the amount of 50% damage. So 5 times 50 is 250% increased weapon damage for that 12 seconds or the last few seconds you have left of it, and you switch to another weapon or even just use this weapon with a full magazine TDOR explosion. Would work absolutely amazing. I'm going to try using it for my boss that I'm doing tomorrow, which is the Agonizer 9000. I feel like it would work well for him because he doesn't move that often, so you could probably just stand there and just throw it as quickly as possible, switch to another weapon and see how it goes, because that is a crazy buff to not even write on the stats. So I feel like a lot of people are going to overlook this weapon, but definitely do not. Please go and get it from General Traunt. It is a fantastic weapon, and I'm super keen to try this one out a little bit more in game and see how it does against different bosses. Now, like I do for all the videos in this series, I will leave a comment down below, pinned to the top of the comment section, which will have the full list of all the legendaries we got from General Traunt 50 runs on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode. So you guys can check that out down below if you would like. And if you guys are missing any weapons in Borderlands 3 and you're struggling to get it because RNG sucks, Trust me, I know the feels. It took me so long to get the trick Unforgiven. I think it was like 2 months. So if you guys want to leave a comment down below or reply to that pinned comment and say, hey, I'm looking for this weapon, RNG sucks, I can't get it. If I have any spares, I'm more than happy to send it to you. I'm on PS4, by the way. I don't have spares of everything. For example, the Lucian's Call, I think, is the most highly requested weapon that I send people. I don't have spares of it, I'm very sorry. But I did make a dedicated drop video for the Lucian's Call. So if you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. It's way easier to farm the Lucian's Call by going the dedicated drop rather than waiting for world drops, because I know that takes forever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have 15 split screen accounts and my bank is entirely full of duplicate weapons that I actually don't need, because I don't need 4,000 weapons. So if I have the spare that you guys are looking for, I'm more than happy to send it to you. But yeah, that is 50 kills of General Traunt on Mayhem for True Vault Hunter mode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash subscribe. We just smashed through 3,500 subs yesterday. It was absolutely crazy. You guys are blowing my mind. We were on 700 2 weeks ago before starting the series. So you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the amazing support. I'm literally just going crazy every day. All I'm thinking about is YouTube. So if you guys are enjoying this series so far, because I certainly am. If you guys want to leave a like down below and share the video so this channel can grow even more beyond my belief, that would be fantastic. And yeah, other than that, I shall see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a fantastic day and adios.